What you should be seeing now is the setup for when we start using this technique. Okay. By the way, this setup is applicable, and please write this down. This setup is applicable not on the daily charts, but on the hourly charts. Again, it's not on the daily charts, but on the hourly charts. And the reason why I showed you the daily charts a while ago is because I wanted you to see first if this technique is applicable for the market as it is right now. Clearly, with the three charts that I showed you a while ago, it will work for Australian dollar, but it will not work so much for euro dollar right now, and it will not work so much for pound dollar right now. What we want to see is a continuous move up or a continuous move down on the dailies. Now, when you see that on the dailies, then we can switch down to the hourly charts, and when you switch down to the hourly charts, this will be the setup that you will have to look for. So at this point, you will really have to measure it. Okay, let me highlight the important points here. Okay. First, this setup will work if you measure from the low point to the high point that it is around 60 pips or more. So remember that. So please write that down. From the low point to the high point on a 60-minute chart, this should be about 60 pips or more. Now, when you experience a bounce over here, when there's a bounce, what we draw is your horizontal line, and then we draw another horizontal line or horizontal support at the next immediate support or next immediate low over here. And the distance between these two lines, these two horizontal lines, should be at least 30 pips. Again, should be at least 30 pips. All right? So if you have a 60 pip impulse wave, meaning from low to high, and then a 30 pip distance between low 1 and low 2, this is low 1 and this is low 2, and that's 30 pips, then you're good to go, right? Now, this technique would yield you anywhere from 60 pips profit to about 150 pips of profit if we do it right. If we don't do it right, then we basically will lose the stop. Now, the distance between when you buy your market, when it bounces, right, and where you put your stop is about 25 pips. 25 pips or more, depending on when you got in, right? So let's say you have 25 pips. If it doesn't go right, then you lose about 25 pips. If you do it right, then you make about 60 to 150 pips. Not bad. Okay, so let's continue. So the distance between your buy and your stop is about 25 pips. So I'm assuming that between this bounce and where you bought, that's about 15 pips. And then you put your stop about 10 pips below this line. So about 10 pips below this line, that's where you're going to put your stop. Right? So that's step one. You put your buy order, you put your stop, and of course you put your limit 1 and your limit 2. Okay, no question there. This technique will just simply add an extra set of orders where this is what we call the stop and reverse order, or SAR. So simply put, where you put your stop for your buy order, that is where you will put an entry order to sell. This entry order to sell is your stop and reverse. So imagine, you get stopped out, this trade is gone, you lost about 25 pips, but you enter a new trade, and your limit for this new trade would be about 10 pips before this line, which would be about 10 to 20 pips of profit here. Where will you put the stop of your entry order to sell? You'll put it basically where you bought your original buy order. And that would be about 25 pips once more. So again, I hope that you're writing this down. And please do copy this. And I'll get started again in about a few seconds.